So, hello everyone, and today we will see every championship point of the 2024 Premier Padel season, and we will comment on this season before the Master Finals in Barcelona. So, first of all, we started the season in the Riyadh P1, and a little bit of a preview should be said. The season at the beginning saw Tapia Coelho, number one, so of course LeBron Galan in good form after the end of the 2023 season. Stupa Di Nenno, they won a major in 2023, so definitely a pair to fear. And there was Paquito Navarro and Sanyo Gutierrez. So these were the top four, let's say, pairs that you were expecting. And in the Riyadh first tournament, he had already a big response. So first of all, Galan LeBron in top form, Tapia Coelho in top form, while Paquito and Sanyo project already went down in round one. So let's see what happens in the last point. LeBron goes with a smash, and there we go. And this was the kind of match that we were expecting to see all season, an absolute thriller between Galan LeBron and Tapia Coelho. And Galan LeBron started the season perfectly with a win. And at this point I expected to have a beautiful ending, a beautiful season between these two. Instead, that's the key already the first key moment of the 2024 season, as we arrive in the first measure of the match, first measure of the season, and Galan LeBron loses in the most dramatic way against Yanguas Garrido in the round of 16, and that match provoked the breaking point between LeBron and Galan, and that was historically at this point the most important event of the season. And in this final, Tapia Coelho gave no chances to Yanguas and Garrido, who by the way defeated Stupa Di Nenno in the semis. So the defending champions were out. So love from Garrido, the love goes long. And Tapia Coelho win an absolutely important tournament, the first important tournament of the year, just title number one of the 14 title they win this year. And that's been phenomenal. It was a great start. And yeah, that was a surprising tournament because the final was very unexpected. And yeah, and then that's what happens. So we arrive to Acapulco. It's a P1 once again. And this time Galan LeBron defeat Yanguas Garrido, and they end up playing the final, the last already announced match of their career. They play an horrendous final. And this last point says it all. Too much emotion for Galan LeBron to handle in this final. It was clear that there was a lot of emotion on that side. Tapia Coelho win, they now end Galan LeBron career all together. And at the end of the day, Tapia Coelho won 6 times against LeBron Galan, and LeBron Galan won 5 times against Tapia Coelho. So that was this match was decisive. And yeah, the world number ones get even more confidence after this. It's the second tournament in a row. It's a phenomenal play. Now, we go to the next tournament in Venezuela, in Puerto Cabello. This was the tournament that we were expecting. This was a very weird tournament with LeBron playing with Mamo Gonzalez, but Mamo was feeling bad, so that was just a temporary way. And we had Stupa Di Nenno losing in the semis once again, and for the first time we see Cingotto Galan in a final. The first tournament they play, they already reach the final against Tapia Coelho, and they dominate the first set. So now Amazon enters. Come on, Amazon, just go away. And this match was a very interesting one tactically, with Tapia Coelho having a little bit more chemistry. They were able to win this match, and They win this tournament, this P2, and you can see the reaction was amazing because the first set, Koyo said that it felt dominated by Shingoto, and this was the start of a thriller for the next months. As we see Galan playing amazing on the left side, absolutely amazing player and challenging Tapia a lot, but also Shingoto and Koyo diagonal was absolutely mainstream. But this match was just the start, and now you get to Bruxelles as Shingoto Galan were serving already in set 2 for the match, but then in the set they finally able to convert and win this match, and Shingoto wins his first P2. Galan wins a second tournament of the season, and they defeat Tapia Koyo, who were already in a streak of 3 tournaments in a row. Shingoto Galan defeat Tapia and Koyo with a dominating performance. They were better in all 3 sets, and Shingoto was dominating the diagonal. Tapia was not being affecting at all against Galan on the diagonal. So it looked like the main enemy of Tapia Koyo was born. Now we get to Sevilla, where Shingoto Galan defeats Tapia Koyo again in the semis this time, and they face Stupadinano, who reached the final for the first time in 2024, but they lose to absolutely astonishing performance by Shingoto and Galan, and they won a second tournament in a row. And at this point it already looked clear that there were 2 main big pairs standing, and that were Shingoto Galan and Tapia Koyo. So already at this point we are seeing, most likely we will see a rivalry between these 2 pairs, as Paquito Navarro and Juan Lebron were not finding their level, and remember Lebron was with Paquito, and yeah. So we get to now a series of tournaments that you will see this final play a lot. Asunción P2, a match that Galan and Shingoto literally suicided as they were serving 5-3 in the last set, but with an absolutely amazing comeback, the world number 1 win, and they get the job done. That was absolute incredible match. A lot of character, a lot of mind playing in this match, and yeah, Tapia Koyo win 1 more tournament. Now it looked like this was one of the closest match in general on a tactical level, and one of the most fun as well. Now we get to Mar del Plata, and in Mar del Plata, after a very shaky first set by Shingoto Galan for some reason, a dominating display, and in these matches we were seeing something unusual, like Shingoto was dominating Koyo, and it really felt like Tapia really never asked questions to Galan. That was what it was looking like. Shingoto Galan win in Mar del Plata, and yeah, they win 1 more tournament, and really it looked like a race of 2. Paquito Lebron never in the final, remember, and yeah, Stupadinano definitely not playing at their best. A race of 2. Now at this point we know already that the race to be number 1 in the world is going to be between Tapia Koyo and Alejandro Galan, and Galan is close at this point. And in Santiago happened something amazing, with Tapia Koyo basically playing a little bit better than what they did in Asunción. This was a weird match tactically a bit, but we already start to see some new ideas, and of course if Tapia can smash it from that point, but that was a very important win in their minds, as really they knew that this is the match that they need to win if they want to be number 1, and at this moment it's not really clear, even though they are still number 1. Of course the race is close, as Galan is 1,000 points and something behind, but yeah, you will see now what happens in the next tournament. This Bordeaux tournament is the first tournament in which we see a lot of top players not play. So Tapia Coelho don't play, Cingotto Galan don't play, LeBron Paquito don't play, and Stupadinano don't play. So what happens is Nieto Suns, one of the most constant pairs of the 2024 season. They reached the quarterfinals so many times in basically every Premier Padel event. They win a tournament, and deservedly so, I believe. They win in Bordeaux. It's the first tournament for Nieto and Suns, which, by the way, I forgot to applaud. I forgot to put Nieto and Suns in the list. Yeah, but you should. That's my bad. Still, they were able to win it. And now we see the Italy Major. This was an absolute hell of a final. So first of all, the match started with Cingotto getting hit in the head by a ball from, I don't remember if it was Tapian Coelho, but it was basically there to stop the match. And then it was an up and down final. This depended a lot on performance of Galan especially, and tactically it was a very weird match. This was not a constant match at all. You can see first set was a fight, and then the second set Tapia Coelho completely dominated, and in the third set Cingotto Galan dominated. So that was very interesting. But I believe we were seeing the beginning of something that might happen in the future. So some tactic that we've seen Coelho do a lot. So especially with his overhead choice. Here Cingotto Galan win. They were playing very well. Galan's performance was amazing, especially in the last set, playing on a complete different level. I think these tournaments, and then you will see the next one as well, are the tournaments in which you see Galan playing at an amazing level. Having said so, Tapia Coelho are playing amazing all the time, but you can see they are always in the final, except for Sevilla where they lost to Cingotto Galan in the semis, but they're always in the final as Cingotto and Galan, so they are clearly the top two pairs. Now we go to Genoa, and this was a shock, because with this final, the last three sets played between Cingotto Galan and Tapia Coelho are 3-6-1, and it looked like Cingotto was dominating Coelho by a far, but not only, Galan was dominating Tapia on the diagonal, and there was a lot of more schemes played by Cingotto and Galan. Galan's smashes were unbelievable in Genova. I mean, this was, and I cannot state enough, an absolutely unreal performance by Galan in Genoa. He did basically non-forced errors, all winners on the smash. That was just as good as you can get in this sport. And I think this performance by Galan is the best performance of a single player all 2024 without even a doubt. So let's go straight to the next. And you can see now, this match, you can see Galan goes there, fakes his match. I mean, he was going so well. Now lob on Tapia. Tapia is not really creating troubles to Galan. Coelho moving Cingotto. Yeah, this shot that you see now Coelho do, he stopped doing it because it gave Cingotto always an easy choice, a too easy choice, and then he started to do more of also this as well. Well, one of the keys was that you will see in the next matches with Coelho starting to faking the shots much more, and I think this hug between Tapia and Coelho was amazing, but in general the performance from Cingotto Galan was unreal in this tournament. Absolutely unreal. They actually suffered a little bit in the semis against Paquito LeBron, but still. And now in Malaga we see, I think, what is the turning point of the season on a tactical level, with Coelho starting to play a lot of disguise shots, and Tapia as well, so much more disguiseful, more than trying to do a slice or something, or some particular effect on the ball. No, they were just playing much more disguiseful, and Kawhi's performance in this tournament was different level. Absolute different level. I mean, it's no words for it. And the winning Malaga P1 was completely different matches to Genoa. And it felt like, of course, Cingotto Galan didn't play as they did in Genoa, but I really felt something. And now we go to the next tournament in Finland, where now we have a new pair, which is Di and LeBron, which now LeBron is playing on the left side, and Stupayanguas in this tournament. So Stupayanguas lose very early in this tournament, and of course it's possible, it's the first tournament you play to get together, so yeah, this can happen even if you look at the single players top 4 in the world. And Dean and LeBron struggled a little bit at the beginning, but then they were able to play decently good. They defeated here Nieto Sanz in the final, and they showed resilience. They showed why they're very good, why they were number 3 at the time, and yep, in general, good play from these kind of players. LeBron. Yeah, a key characteristic of this pair, especially at the beginning, was Dineno is a right side player, which is not like Cingotto, it's a little bit different. Great lobs, but Dineno goes for a little bit more on the overhead than Cingotto. Cingotto goes for a lot of Viboras. Dineno smashes also. Cingotto leaves a lot more balls to Galan than Dineno does to LeBron, so there are a lot of differences already. LeBron was already adapting to the left side. A little bit more Viboras especially, he was trying to train. Yeah, so a lot of different stuff. Now we get to Madrid P1, when actually Dineno and LeBron lost early. And we see one more amazing performance from Tapia and Coelho. This last set was very interesting, but still, I think this match should have been a little bit more on the side of Tapia and Coelho, but still, they're winning 2 sets, you cannot ask for more. And it's not really at this moment, maybe in the next tournament, that I started to believe that I'm not sure if Galan and Cingotto have the weapons to defeat this new strategy. And you can see in the match with Rotterdam, that for me was very indicative of what was going on. Like, it looked like Tapia and Coelho had finally hacked Cingotto and Galan, and this guy shot from Coelho. Tapia was trying to. You could see a lot of rulers, a lot of with different choices. Of course, when it's not an easy ball like this. So a lot of different choices, and yeah, basically they found a way to defeat them. Now Rotterdam was a very interesting tournament, by the way. Indoor tournament, kind of a fast court. So Tapia and Coelho win, and I really, from this point on, one more final in Valladolid. Oh, this was a very interesting final. A little bit, definitely this is I would say a little bit out of the box, because Valladolid court was very fast, like superbly fast. Like they were smashing from everywhere. So this match was weird, because tactically you couldn't hit a lob, either to Galan or to Tapia and Coelho. But the ball was just going fast. Even the Viboras were extremely good. Like, it was hard to control them or to defend them. So basically the tactics were, okay, play fast to the body, play fast to the volleys, and pray. And serve was dominant in this tournament. And I actually started this channel around this time. So Tapia and Coelho won this final, but this was a mystery final for me, because tactically it was completely different from what we saw in the last 2 matches. Basically no lobs, you can see. No lob, no lob, no lob. Yeah, on ball that normally here Cingotto goes lob every time, and then now Galan hits a lob, and he had to be that good of a lob, otherwise it's just bad. Even Cingotto faking the smash tells you how fast the court is. Now Galan fakes the smash again, Coelho enters, but you can see a lot of battles at the net. One more lob, smash. Now, look at where the ball arrived. I mean, that was just unbelievable. I cannot stress enough. This match was absolute weird. This is the weirdest match I think of all the finals. And Tapia Koivu, still undefeated in this part of the season, the summer. But yeah, there's not really that much to say. This was, I think, out of the context match because tactically it's different from the other. And now you will see they go to Paris, where the court is extremely slow, and yeah, you will see them absolute destroyed. So now this was a different tournament in general. You can see by how they're dressed that it's very cold. That it's cold. That the conditions are very slow, and this actually favored, considering the tactics that we will see, Tapia and Coelho. Why? Because Coelho could still put the ball out of the courts with the 3 meters. He could still do a rule, he can still do Bandeka slow in the middle with the same preparation, and pretty much the same work for Tapia, even though Tapia's rulo hasn't been extremely good as a shot. While Cingotto and Galan could not do that. And yeah, basically Cingotto's not gonna smash. And with the court being very slow, Galan's smash was terrible. Like, if you see Galan in Paris and you look at Galan in Genoa, they look like 2 different players. And yeah. So now Tapia Coelho serve to win the match. And this match was depressing because it never really felt there was a chance. But you can see that Tapia smashes, Galan reached the ball well, just isn't able to get the 4 meters. And now one more lob, and you can see how many more lobs we're seeing in respect to Valladolid, where the court was super fast. And also, I should say something now, this last mistake from Cingotto, remember something. This was one of the worst performances from both Cingotto and Galan in a final. Like, they played an insane amount of unforced errors and few winners. Now, all tournament for Galan was very hard. It really looked like Galan was not having trust and confidence in his own smash, on this court especially. Yeah, it really looked like he was just going for víboras. And sometimes you need to be able to also to smash against these guys. At least you have one more option. Padel now looks like he's going more in the direction of these guys. Now, wow, yeah, this is another tournament in Ujiza where we see the top 3 pair in the rankings, couples in the ranking, I don't know what you want to call it, teams in the rankings not play, meaning Tapia Coelho, Cingotto Galan and Dineno Lebron are not playing in Ujiza. Stupoyankas win their first tournament. It was a good one in general. So basically they were the favorite from the start. In Ujiza, we should say Stupa won 2 years ago with Pablo Lima. So it's not new for him to win in Egypt. And we should say something. The conditions in this tournament were super weird. A lot of winds, a lot of weird conditions. Now we get to Dubai, we won. And here I had a depressing moment in the final because it really felt like Cingotto Galan didn't really believe that they could win all match, and Galan also got a little bit injured in the second with his knee, and yeah, it felt like they were completely out of weapons, and Tapia Coelho win again, and that was absolutely astonishing. These 2 guys are looking unbeatable, but I think that Cingotto Galan will need to find an answer immediately for the next season to this guy's tactic especially. And yeah, a lot of also schemes. Maybe they should try something that we saw in Milano in the last tournament. I think that was a good start in general. So yeah, and we see also Dinero LeBron doing something. Now, Kuwait P1. This is okay. Let's see with the we should say something about this tournament. So this court is not that fast. Let's say this. He's not that fast, but Tapia was able to smash from that point, which is unreal. But this court was not fast, and we saw in this tournament for the first time Cingotto gonna lose before the final. They reached 14 finals in a row, Cingotto and Galan. They won 5. And it already felt from Cingotto Galan in the first round against the Deus brothers that the level was not there. And then they lose, surprisingly, against Tupayanguas. This is already an historic win for 2024. And they lose to the semis. And what happens is Tapia Coelho play in the final against Tupayanguas, and they win. And there wasn't really a match in this final. I feel like Tupayanguas haven't studied well Tapia Coelho. They didn't know what to do, and yeah, that was pretty disgusting in general. They were winning too easily. And now we go straight up to I think Acapulco Major was the next tournament, and I commented on this match a lot to try to understand what was going on in the courts. But I think yes, Tupayanguas had good chances to do better against Tapia and Coelho. Now we get to the Mexico. Mexico's was a superbly difficult tournament, as Tapia Coelho got to a third set in the final. Cingotto gonna lose once again, but this time in a fighty way in the semis against Tupayanguas. And Tapia Coelho defeated in the semis Dinero LeBron, not without struggling. Actually, that was a very hard match. They won at the third set against Dinero LeBron. So we saw in this tournament, for the first time since a lot, Tapia and Coelho suffering before getting to the final, and also in the final they were nearly a breakdown in the second, but then they managed to somehow figure out Tupayanguas. Now Stupa goes for something which is too much, and Tapia finishes out with beautifully. But what they were able to do to change the rhythm in this final was amazing from Tapia and Coelho. They started a little bit slow in these matches, but yeah, that was just amazing. They started slow in a lot of matches lately, also in Milano, and I don't know if we get to this next tournament. Yeah, we get to Milano, and Tapia Coelho with one more match point. This was interesting to me because I said it in my recaps. There were a lot of schemes in this match, and some of them were working for Tapia, for Cingotto and Galan. So it really felt like something is changing, and I believe that the last 3 tournaments from Tapia Coelho, even though they won it, they were not as smooth as the tournaments before. And if there is a tournament that they might lose, it's going to be the Master Finals. Of course, they will be the main favorites by far, but I believe that it's not going to be a straight line to win it. And here in Milan, you can instead see they still winning, but Cingotto and Galan were able to bounce back in the seconds. They were able to find out. I think there is something that they are able to do, and yeah. These were the 2 top pairs of the season by far. Now, let's draw the conclusion of this season. So, 14 titles for Tapia and Coelho, 14 finals in a row, also for them, which makes it a record. together with Cingotto and Galan, also this season. And if Tapia and Coelho reach the Master Finals, that would mean that they will arrive to 15 finals in a row, making it a record. This is the last part of the season has been dominated by these two, and I think there is a main reason, and well, more than one. First of all, I believe Stupa was to carburate, let's say. It took a lot of time to adapt, especially for Stupa to Yangua's aggression, because you had to leave a lot of balls to Yanguas. And I believe Dineno and LeBron are still trying to find their way, although they show something very, very good in Acapulco in the last major, and in Milano they lost against Tapia and Cingotto, against Galan and Cingotto, but I think it's that LeBron, when playing against Galan, I think his heart rate is a little bit higher, and that's something that he needs to work. I don't think tactically there was a bit of a difference. I feel like Dineno and LeBron are able to defeat Tapia and Coelho, as Tupayanguas are able, I believe, to beat Tapia and Coelho, but it's very unlikely. That's just the point. While I still feel if that Galan and Cingotto have less chances of these two last pairs to defeat Tapia and Coelho. Now we head into the Master Finals. Why do I call this domination? Well, the point is, very few winners on the Premier Padel circuit. So we see Tapia Coelho, Cingotto Galan, LeBron Dineno, Stupa Yanguas. Even though I should say Dineno, LeBron and Stupa Yanguas won tournaments in which Tapia Coelho and Cingotto Galan were not playing, and LeBron actually won a title at the beginning of the year with Galan, but still, I would say actually this season in general was dominated by one single team, which is Tapia and Coelho. A little bit divided the middle of the season between between them and Cingotto Galan, and when they were not playing, Dineno LeBron and Stupa Yanguas were the absolute favorites, while Nieto Sanz were able to snatch a tournament due to the absence of some of the biggest names. This is the year that we saw Paquito never reach a final. A final, not win a title, not reach a final. This is the year we saw Bella retire. This is the year we saw Sanyo never reach a final and struggle to reach quarterfinals. We see Sanyo playing on the left side now. So, a lot of interesting things. We saw Libak winning the World Championships with Asburger. We saw a little bit of Momo Gonzalez and Edu Alonso creating problems to some of the top players. We saw finally some shades of new nations like the Deus brothers from Portugal. So there were a lot of interesting things this season, but all these factors are irrelevant in the presence of Tapia and Coelho. Now, heading into the Master Finals, we will see these 8 teams play. Tapia Coelho, Cingotto Galan, LeBron Dineno, Stupa Yanguas, Nieto Sanz, Paquito Navarro, and Pablo Cardona, which still they were able to qualify. Momo Gonzalez and Edu Alonso, they were so constant also them in reaching the quarters. And last but not least, Garrido and Bergamini. They qualify with the last stretch of the season. Bergamini has reached the last 8 for the first time in his professional career. It was 7 years following that, and I think it's very well deserved. And clear favorite Tapia Coelho. But I expect Dineno LeBron to produce a good tournament. And yeah, I'm not really sure what's going to be the pairings, but I really would like to see Stupa Yanguas against Cingotto Galan once again. and the winner will go most likely against Tapia and Coelho. But I think the top semi-final we could see are going to be LeBron. If I don't know how the tournament is structured, but LeBron and Dineno playing against Tapia and Coelho, and Cingotto Grande playing against Tupayanguas. This will be the closest matches, because if Tapia and Coelho plays Tupayanguas in the semis, I think they will win. And on the other side, Cingotto Grande will defeat easily, I think, LeBron and Dineno still. I think LeBron needs more time to process the fact that he's playing against his ex-teammate. So, this was a recap of the whole season. I think it was a little bit of a longer video, but I really hope you enjoyed. We'll see what happens in the master final in a few days.